From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the news blast for this hour. LGBTQ Nation is reporting that nearly 2 weeks after several House Democrats sounded the alarm on Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent's proposal to remove sexual orientation and gender identity from a list of protected categories on the department's equal employment opportunity forms, a former Treasury Department employee is shedding light on efforts to roll back LGBTQ plus inclusion and protections under Bessent. Late last month, Out Representatives Becca Balint from Vermont and Mark Takano from California and Richie Torres from New York sent a letter to Bessent asking him not to remove the terms from Treasury's EEO, or Equal Employment Opportunity, complaint forms, warning that the move would make it harder to combat unlawful workplace discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation. But Christian Bose Hayes told the Washington Blade this week that the department has already stopped processing anti-LGBTQ plus discrimination complaints. Hayes worked on the policy team at the department's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network from 2020 to March 2025, and also served as president of the Treasury's LGBTQ plus employee resource group. They told the Blade that the removal of sexual orientation and gender identity from Treasury's EEO complaint forms was just a procedural recognition of something that's already happening. Internally, from speaking to two EEO staff members, the changes are already taking place from an EEO perspective of what kind of cases will be found to have the basis for a complaint, Hayes said. Hayes claims that one former member of the department's LGBTQ plus group's board left Treasury after experiencing explicitly transphobic treatment from supervisors. Hayes said the former board member was denied a promotion and did not have faith in the EEO process. He decided to just leave, which was, of course, such a loss for Treasury and our employee resource group and all of our employees at Treasury, Hayes told the Blade. Hayes said that part of their own reason for accepting a deferred resignation offer earlier this year as part of major staffing cuts under the administration was the environment for LGBTQ plus staff members was increasingly negative. In the wake of the president's anti-LGBTQ plus and anti-diversity executive orders. The claim that while the umbrella LGBTQ plus employee resource group they led was not explicitly instructed to shut down, as other smaller groups at the IRS and the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network were, implicit suggestions to stop emailing about the group's activities and to hold meetings off campus and outside of work hours contributed to the sense that the group could no longer function effectively, as did the firing of DEI staffers who helped make the group's events possible. Hayes said the group's information was also scrubbed from internal websites. Employees are feeling like it's harder to find members of their own community because there's no email anymore to ask when the next event is or to ask about navigating healthcare or other questions, Hayes said. If there's no ERG to go to, ask for support for their specific issue. That contributes to isolation, which contributes to a worse work environment. The department, Hayes said, has also removed gender-neutral bathrooms and made it more difficult for employees with non-binary gender markers on their IDs to access government buildings. They also note that under Bessent, the first out Treasury Secretary, the department did not host a Pride event. Employees notice changes like that, Hayes told the Blade. Things like that, and the fact that the Secretary's official bio says spouse instead of husband, it makes employees wonder if they too should be fearful of being their full selves at work. That's the News Blast at this hour. If you're watching our news videos on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the PEP Radio channel. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.